Hello folks, we are group number 2 of the topic 5, and like the previous group, we will talk about brands. We will focus on the chains because by digitalization with regard to information and knowledge around brands. With the digitalization, some phenomena came up such as filter bubbles, echo chambers, automatic text generation, and the educated customers and fake news. All these phenomena affect our private and public decision making. These changes in our perception affects brands and their marketing strategies directly.
A brand is a name, term, design, symbol, or other feature that distinguishes an organization or product from its rivals in the eyes of the customer. Brands are used in business, marketing, and advertising. But how did brands gain such an importance in our lives, causing us excitement and fascination, even becoming objects of desire? The answer is that the brands help to create identities. Through them, we can express ourselves and create social ties. In our consumption culture, brands are indispensable. From the coffee we drink to the cars we drive, brands help us to express who we are and thereby determine our place in the modern world. The practice of branding is thought to have begun in ancient Egypt, where livestock branding is recorded as early as 2700 before Christ. Branding was then used to differentiate one owner's cattle from another. Later on, branding was extended to all sorts of other products. The term has since evolved to refer to a strategic personality for a product or company, and a brand can stand for the promises that convince a consumer into buying the product. How do you perceive Apple?
Okay, so as we know, marketing is the act or process of purchasing, selling, creating, communicating, and delivering goods and service in a market. For this, we use the 4 P's of marketing: product, price, placement, and promotion.
As we know today has been in existence since the early 19th century. But since the beginning of the 2000s, the focus of marketing has shifted a lot. Digitalization is encouraging a two-way communication between the consumers and the corporations. But let us explain this to you. According to Gartner, which is the world's leading company in innovation research within IT development, digitalization is the use of digital technologies to change a business model and provide new revenue and value-producing opportunities. It is a process of moving to a digital business. That means it is actually quite more than just pure automation making procedures faster, but it is a restructuring of the relationship between the elements of business processes. Gartner says that the aim is to create and deliver new values to customers, not just to improve what is already being done or offered. The shift of the way of doing things can be also seen in marketing. There's a rise of so-called digital marketing. Gartner defines digital marketing as a set of integrated techniques, technologies, and information that enables marketing to create new products and services, enter new markets, improve the processes needed to engage in a dynamic conversation with people who are influencers and buyers, and ultimately target, acquire, and retain customers. Digital marketing brings a lot of new marketing channels, which makes the information flows fragmented and distributed. The amount of devices connected to the internet has already overcome the number of people on the planet. That means that people have 24/7 access to the info, the communication is much more flexible and faster, and there's also an instant collection of data. These characteristics lead to the following phenomenon. Phenomenon number 1: big data.
Mauro, Greco, and Grimaldi did a great literature review to come up with a consensual definition of the term big data. According to them, big data represents the information assets characterized by such a high volume, velocity, and variety to require a specific technology and analytical methods for its transformation into value. Basically, it means that there is a huge amount of different types of data available. It represents a great amount of information which is distributed among various datasets, which are often not very structured and also not very permanent. Therefore, it is inevitable to process those datasets systematically, meaning to adopt special technology to get out of it some actual value. Let's see a simple example. What can you get from big data? Imagine a guy going to the grocery store once a week. These are his shopping lists. Have you noticed any pattern of his behavior? Apparently our guy is a cheddar guy, but we need for the observation a greater amount of data to see his preferences. There is a need to see the bigger picture without losing the ability to understand the details. The great complexity is the reason why special technologies are needed. Coming back to brands and marketing, because of the information and knowledge based on big data, it is easier to personalize the ads, even though it can lead also to such phenomena as filter bubbles and echo chambers.
Phenomenon number 2. Automatic text generation. The biggest use for automatic text generation in the context of brands is to put the huge amounts of data that is being collected nowadays into easily digestible texts. According to Sintef, 90% of the world's data has been collected in the past 2 years. By putting data together with pre-manufactured templates, companies like Automated Insights claim to be able to create up to 2,000 texts per second. Soon, the interpretation of all the collected data does not require months of manual interpretation anymore, but one click on a computer. This way, the public becomes even more transparent to the corporations, as the big data becomes easier to digest. But also scandalous leaks, like for instance the Panama Papers or the Paradise Papers, which contain 11.4 and 13.5 million documents respectively, could be analyzed and interpreted within days, even hours, instead of months. So not only the public becomes more transparent, but also the corporations do. This way the relationship between brands and consumer becomes more unambiguous. Both parties know more about each other. Automatic text generation on the one hand makes the public easier to be influenced, while on the other hand it allows the consumer to choose more knowingly which brands to trust and which ones to doubt. Phenomenon number 3. Fake news.
What? Donald Trump is pregnant? Is this real? Donald Trump is pregnant! What? This can't be. Donald Trump is pregnant! Guys! Donald Trump is pregnant! Someone! Guys! Donald Trump is pregnant!
What?
Seriously, he's pregnant!
What?
This is real!
What do you mean?
Yes, look! Oh my god, what? Yes!
What?
There you go, look at it!
He's pregnant? That's amazing.
This is an example of how fast the news can spread so fast, without even knowing if it's true or not. It is impossible to find the origin. Brands can be built up just as quickly as they can be destroyed.
Phenomenon number 4. Filter bubbles and echo chambers. In the video you can see Ferit is searching for something on Google. The things he already searched on the web were previously collected by cookies and created his filter bubble. A filter bubble is a state of intellectual isolation that can result from personalized searches when a website algorithm selectively guesses what information a user would like to see based on information about the user, such as location, past click behavior, and search history. As a result, users become separated from information that disagrees with their viewpoints, effectively isolating them in their own cultural or ideological bubbles. As a consequence, filter bubbles are leading people to create echo chambers.
Do you know that Arctic Monkey is going to play in Karlsruhe next month?
No!
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
oh my
and
god, I
it's
love
going-
them!
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we have to go, guys, to the concert!
Yeah, I
our
never
tickets.
see Arctic Monkeys before.
Oh my god, me neither! Come on!
Let's go buy tickets.
Let's go, come
Yeah.
on, let's go buy tickets. Some tickets.
Echo chambers are creating a circle with like-minded people. Inside a figurative echo chamber, official sources often go unquestioned and different or competing views are censored, disallowed or otherwise underrepresented. The echo chamber effect reinforces a person's own present worldview, making it seem more correct and more universally accepted than it really is. Phenomenon number 5. The educated customer. Today, consumers demand that information is accurate, easily and instantly available. With the digitalization, consumers just browse the internet to find information which they need about goods or services very quickly. In this way, brands have to take time to give a lot of information in order to answer consumers' needs. They use different solutions to educate their consumers. Posts on websites or social networks is a way to give information about products' characteristics, storytelling or answering FAQs. Blogs, tutorials or videos are a solution to speak about values, engagement or the company life. Product demonstrations or online manuals show to consumers how the product works or how they can use it in a real-life situation. product reviews with note and explications, whether negative or positive ones, of consumers or influencers. It can give real information about the feeling of consumption. This creation of knowledge is important to build a trustworthy relationship between the company and the consumer and for furthering the sales process.